This is not going to be the spice bomb you're used to, so stay tuned. What's good, guys? Hunter here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter. Today in my hands is the newest release from Viktor Rolf, which is Spicebomb Metallic Musk, which honestly I've been so hyped about since I seen this bottle a few months ago kind of get announced. Because if you don't know me, I've always been a huge fan of Spicebomb. It was one of my first fragrances I ever got into, and I thought I was so cool with the OG Spicebomb probably like 8 or 9 years ago. And I own pretty much every single Spicebomb that released ever since then for the most part. Of course, the original infrared extreme dark leather. I actually don't own any of the night vision ones, surprisingly. And they also did have a fresh fragrance that got discontinued a few years ago. And to be honest with you, my least favorite one would probably have to be the extreme because of that overdose of cumin. Thank goodness though, we're not getting any cumin in Metallic Musk. Before we go ahead and get into the review of Metallic Musk, go ahead and drop your favorite spice bomb in the comments below. I also do want to shout out Viktor Rolf for sending Spicebomb Metallic Musk over for review. Of course, I'm still going to keep it honest. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. It's as simple as that, guys. So for the release date, this was of course launched in 2025. It just recently dropped at the stores at the time of this recording. For the retail price on, I believe the only size this one comes in, which is going to be the 90 ml, is going to run you $155, which honestly, to me, that's not too expensive, but it's also not too cheap, if you know what I mean. It's kind of right in the middle for a designer release. And it's funny too, because when I first got into fragrances like years and years and years ago, I always looked at Viktor Rolf as like a higher tier fragrance brand. I don't know what made my mind think that at the time, but yeah, that's what I was thinking about Viktor Rolf. The concentration is of course going to be in eau de parfum, just as it says on the bottle, which means you're probably getting around 20 or so % oils in here, which is still very good. Also, now that I think about it, I don't think Viktor Rolf has ever created an extrait de parfum. Even the extreme flanker is an eau de parfum, which surprises me. That would be cool to see them come out with like an extrait version of the OG Spice Bomb. The perfumer with Metallic Musk is going to be Jean-Christophe Herold, who is a master perfumer, has a fantastic resume, and knows exactly what he's doing. So he is the nose behind the brand new Metallic Musk. Now, with all the information out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the packaging and presentation you get with this new fragrance now. All right, take a look at this bottle, which I love, the metallic chrome looking bottle finish on the Spice Bomb. Of course, you got Spice Bomb Metallic Musk, Viktor Rolf eau de parfum with the silver kind of strap going around. Metallic grenade bottle, of course. On the bottom, you got your sticker with your batch code right there. Nothing on the back, nothing up top. You do have the pin with the Viktor Rolf, which you take off to be able to spray your fragrance. And of course, you put that back on so it doesn't actually spray if you are traveling. All in all, beautiful bottle presentation as always with Spice Bomb. In the top, you got aldehydes, black pepper, elemi, and bergamot. In the mid, you're gonna find cinnamon, pepper, and lavender. In the base, you got that musk, leather, and bread and lavender. And this can be classified as a sweet spicy. So let's spray this and test out these atomizers. Decent atomizer, which isn't pressurized, but hey, that's not honestly a deal breaker. Now, let's go ahead and remind myself of Metallic Musk. And of course, I'll let you guys do the first sniff. So right away in the opening, this is going to open up very, very fresh, far fresher than any of the other spice bombs I've ever tried. And that's primarily coming from the aldehydes note. Now the aldehydes in this is what's going to give off this fresh, clean, metallic tone. And that's where the metallic name comes from, is the aldehydes, guys. Now, aldehydes is mostly known to be used in like Chanel's. It gives off a very kind of luxurious, fresh, clean vibe, and right away you're gonna get blasted with the aldehydes. So the aldehydes isn't far too metallic. This isn't a complete metallic fragrance, but it's definitely giving off some tones of that. And along with the aldehydes, you are going to get that signature resinous elemi note. Now the elemi in here is very fresh. It's probably the freshest resinous note in perfumery as well, and it's also known in the OG Spice Bomb immediately in the opening, with a pinch of this citrusy bergamot that's far in the background behind the metallic clean aldehydes and that resinous kind of fresh elemi note. So this one does open up metallic, fresh, and a little bit resinous. How I would categorize this one is take the original Spice Bomb's opening, remove all the spices because that one pretty much makes you sneeze. This one won't, and just add the fresh metallic aldehydes immediately in the opening. And that's basically what you're gonna get. And personally, I think works fantastic and might be one of the best openings you're gonna get from any Spice Bomb. Now, as you start making your way into the mid, trust me, the spices are still going to be there. It's still still gonna come through and live up to the Spice Bomb name because you're gonna get that signature, cozy, spicy cinnamon, guys. Still an overdose of cinnamon, as we all know this DNA to be, mixed with the spicy black pepper. So the peppers are still going to be in this fragrance as well. Now, you are also going to get alongside the cinnamon and black pepper some of the soapy, kind of aromatic, slightly spicy lavender thrown into the mix. So it still gives off this spicy, aromatic nuance, just freshened up a little bit and metallic, because the aldehydes are not going anywhere anytime soon once the cinnamon, black pepper, and lavender start coming through. It just isn't really going to be the center of attention, if you know what I mean. It kind of starts to fade into the background, the metallic tones. And then finally in the base is where the other half of this name comes from, because you're going to be left with a very clean, fluffy, cloud-like muskiness in the base of this one, guys. A very, very musky dry down is what you're going to get. And I would say the base of metallic musk is far different than any other Spice Bomb. It is really what sets this one completely apart from the rest of the family. Now, along with the white musk, you are also going to get ambrette, which is also known as musk mallow. So just very, very musky. This fragrance could also almost be named musk bomb, if you know what I mean. So if you love your musky style fragrances, you're gonna love the dry down of metallic musk, I guarantee it. It's not really gonna be like an animalic musk or dirty musk or nothing like that, guys. It's very clean, white, fluffy musk. And of course, you're still gonna get the cinnamon and black pepper in the dry down along with the musky tones, believe me. But to be honest with you, I think the dry down of this one was probably my favorite part of the entire composition when it comes to like the top, mid, and base. There's something so good about the dry down. And this fragrance has gotten me so many compliments for the few times that I've worn it and tested it. I actually even had one lady ask me if I was wearing Burberry Touch, which after she said that, guys, it might possibly be in the same realm as Burberry Touch, being kind of aromatic and musky, and possibly even a little bit metallic from the violet leaf you find in Touch as well. So if you're a fan of Burberry Touch, which I know so many people are, you might actually enjoy this one as well. It just comes down to, if you're a huge fan of the Spice Bomb line, you love that DNA, but maybe you want a little bit of a twist, something that goes in a little bit of a different direction, you really have to check out Metallic Musk. For the best seasons to rock this one, guys, this is honestly going to be the most versatile Spice Bomb in the lineup to date that you can purchase, besides of course Fresh, which has been discontinued. However though, I'll be rocking this one in the spring, summer, fall, and winter. Anytime it's a little bit hotter outside and I want that Spice Bomb DNA, this is the one I'm reaching for over the original dark leather, infrared, and of course extreme. Just because the fresh, kind of soapy aspects about it from the aldehydes, bergamot, and lavender make it actually be able to pull off in the warmer weather. Of course, it's still slightly more suited for the colder weather, but absolutely, if you ever want that Spice Bomb itch and it's spring or summer, rock this one. Pretty much a signature scent worthy Spice Bomb on the market. For occasion, this one's also very versatile, both casual and formal. You can dress this one down, running errands, going to work, going for a walk, it doesn't really matter, but you can also dress this one up, especially because of that luxurious aldehydes and the opening that give off that clean, fresh vibe. Where if you're going to like a wedding, you're going on a date, even though I probably would reach for maybe the original Spice Bomb or dark leather for like a date night out, because those are a little bit more sexy in my personal opinion, but still pretty much both casual and formal with Metallic Musk, which also makes it very signature scent worthy. For gender, this is going to be a masculine fragrance at the end of the day, just like all of these Spice Bombs. Not something I personally would want to smell on my lady, if you know what I mean, despite having the aldehydes, which aldehydes is used in a lot of women's fragrances. The spicy tones absolutely combined with the aldehydes make it very, very masculine. So ladies, if you're watching this, check out Flower Bomb, or especially Flower Bomb Extreme, which I also just recently got, and that stuff is downright sexy. But yeah, Metallic Musk is going to be for the boys. And for age groups, this one's both youthful and mature, might possibly be one of the most youthful Spice Bombs as well, which means any age are able to rock this one. If you're in your late teens and going to high school, you want a good spicy kind of fragrance, but also if you're like in your early 20s, mid 20s, 30s, 40s, and up, you'll be able to rock it as well because of the clean aldehydes in here. I don't know what it is, but for me personally, aldehydes has always given off like mature vibes. And that's probably just because it's found in like some very classic Chanels, but still very much youthful and mature with this one. So wrapping the review off, talking on the performance you should expect to get from Metallic Musk. Now I have worn this one a few times, I've tested it, getting to know it, etc, etc. And from my testing, guys, on skin, I did get around 8 hours of longevity, which means it's about average for being an eau de parfum is going to get you through the majority of the day. You don't have to reapply like after 3-4 hours or anything like that. It also isn't really going to be like a beast mode all day performing fragrance that like fills up a room, etc. Because with the projection, I did get about moderate, which also makes it average. So people are going to smell you within like an arm's length distance. But if you're walking around, guys, the scent sillage, of course, is going to give off that heavenly spice bomb scent trail behind you when you kind of move about your day, go about your business, etc, etc. And I guarantee will get you so many compliments, guys. I've worn this one a few times and gotten probably 4 or 5 compliments from it already. And even hours into the day after applying this one, people were still giving me attention, giving me compliments, feedback. But don't really expect it to last over 8 hours unless you have absolutely fantastic skin chemistry, like really moisturized skin, etc. Then possibly. And if you spray your clothes, of course, you're gonna get like a day or so. So I always recommend spray your skin and clothes at the same time. So about average performance is what you should expect to get from metallic musk at the end of the day when it comes to longevity and projection, which is, in my opinion, still good, especially while being an EDP. And Viktor Rolf, if you're watching this, come on, release something that is an extrait de parfum, an elixir, or something like that that's ultra strong. Because you guys probably have like close to 10 flankers, and they're all basically either an EDT or an EDP. Who agrees with me? Wouldn't it be cool to see like a spice bomb elixir? Come on. So that's gonna do it for my review of the brand new Spice Bomb Metallic Musk. Let me know down below if you guys have gotten the chance to try this one, if you're thinking about picking it up, and if you're a fan of the Spice Bomb line. Let's discuss that in the comments below. So besides that though, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, because what are you doing? I got you guys with daily fragrance content, and you already know I'll see all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.